All right, Matt, this is you yesterday at the Delano game. Some of your first couple of pitches. Um, just go through each of them. See it full speed. Both of these are fastballs. So I think this, I love this as far as how you get into your leg kick, how do you get out of it. I think you do this extremely well. I love the position of your body. I love the position of your drive leg right now. Your hips are faced away. I tell kids to do this all the time. And I'm gonna go into what I think is the one thing that would kind of be a deal breaker for you if you could adjust. Okay, so it's going into your front leg. Notice your foot placement has changed dramatically, so that's good. Okay, obviously. Okay, and we had talked a little bit about that yesterday with you and Carrie working on getting your hips through. Okay, so this is foot contact. Okay, from behind and then from the side right there. So when your foot's completely on the ground, right here. Okay, so I want you to see stabilization, or where your front leg actually firms up. So a lot of your velocity, a lot of your command comes from the fact that in this position right now, your hips have turned ahead of your shoulders. Hip and shoulder separation, aka torque. Okay, you fire your back hip through very aggressively, and that is where a lot of your success comes from. Okay, so the cocking of your arm right now, a very healthy position in my opinion. Okay, right here, it's very late, so there's a lot of really good going on right now. Okay, but when I look at your front leg, I'm looking at contact from here. Okay, so if I take this from the other side, this is where, right about there, okay, I can see your knee right here. Okay, so this is what you look like when you come in contact. Foot gets flushed down right about there. Okay, and this is similar from each side. Okay, so you're on the ground, but how strong are you and how stable are you at this point? And this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so watch your knee, and I want you to see the position of it. Okay, so it stops moving forward right about there, and then there's a little sideways movement. Okay, so if I look at it from behind here, okay, see the sideways movement that we get right there. Okay, so this is where your front leg is completely firm, right there. Okay, so notice where your shoulders are when that happens. So right now we don't see forward movement on the right, but I'm showing you on the left that there's that sideways movement. Okay, a little bit of that is going to be natural, a little bit of that is fine, but my point is this. This is where you're firmed up. This is where your hips have fully turned. Okay, so if you could find a way to get your front leg to firm up faster relative to your foot coming down, you're going to be transferring more of that force from your back hip to the actual baseball. Because right now I'm going to watch your front leg and it's going to straighten out a little bit. Okay, same thing here. You can see it firming up, and then your hips are going to go over it. So if you can imagine this movement happening with your front leg and your hips, if that can happen earlier, you're going to be transferring more of this hip drive to the actual baseball. Okay, so this is what I'm going to suggest you just look for. Okay, not necessarily change right now, but the way you lift your leg right now, if you look at Lincecum, if you look at Yu Darvish, a lot of guys will kick like this, and then as they get out of their kick, their front leg will extend. Okay, and you notice that your front knee doesn't. Okay, so your foot comes down and out, and that's fine, but I would consider playing with a leg kick that extends right here. So instead of your leg being bent right here, you would extend. Okay, this is going to create a little bit of lag, and I would be curious to see how that would affect how your front foot lands. My thought process is this: the later your front foot comes out from under you, the faster it will, and the more likely that your front leg will firm up faster. This is just a guess, okay? Now, if I take you from what I saw last fall till now, dramatically improved. So I would like to see in this off season if you could consider how your front leg reacts to your throw back here and all the way into front foot strike. Okay, so I know this is a little long-winded, but it's not when you get to the level that you're at, Matt, this isn't something that is necessarily easy to describe. So let me know if you have any questions based off this, if it makes sense, or if there's anything else that I can do to help.